All right, everyone, great to see you. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone with your Weather First Facebook forecast. And let's check out the weather today. Well, expect scattered showers and storms later on this afternoon. It's typical for this time of the year. It's a summertime pattern. Just about every day during the summertime, we do have a pop-up thunderstorm. But today, about a 30 to 40% chance of showers around the sun coast. Now, as far as what's happening now, a few passing clouds, but there's some tops of some thicker clouds up to the north, and they're the thunderstorms that are tracking through Gainesville right now and into the Nature Coast. These storms are producing some heavy rains and some gusty winds, even some lightning strikes, and they are tracking southward. So if you're traveling up 75 today, you're going to run into some wet weather as you continue on your northerly trek. But also some storms building out here in the Gulf of Mexico. I think these will remain offshore today, but this afternoon, with the heating of the day and the sea breeze convergence, we'll have our share of shower activity around the sun coast. And like I said, some of these storms could produce some heavy rain, gusty winds, and some cloud-to-ground lightning strikes. So if you hear the sound of thunder, definitely go and take shelter. Our high today will top out at 92. That's average for this time of the year, but areas east of 75 will be in the mid-90s. So once again, slow it down out there and everything in moderation, because it looks to be another warm one in our forecast today. High pressure in control of the central U.S. You can see this with a lack of clouds here. That's sinking, compressing air, clearing everything out. And on the perimeter of the area of high pressure, where that warm air meets the cooler air, there's a boundary and some stronger storms taking place through eastern North Dakota and into northern Minnesota at this time. And of course, here's the boundary over here in north central Florida, and we're watching those storms at this time. But for everywhere else, pretty much in the national picture, looks very quiet. Let's go to the international picture now and talk about the Atlantic Basin. Well, there's a tropical wave out here about to affect the Lesser Antilles, but you can see this is really starting to become organized here with that counterclockwise swirl. Now, it's only a tropical wave now, but by the end of the day, this is probably going to be upgraded to a tropical storm, and if that happens, or when it happens, the National Hurricane Center will call this Emily. I actually have a hurricane hunting flight here to check this system out, but this is looking more and more healthy as we go through the hours, so it looks like this will be our next tropical storm. So where will Emily go? Well, the steering upper level winds are due to this Bermuda high, and that's rotating clockwise, so it looks to track a couple of ways. Either it will track into the Caribbean, it will either go right to Hispaniola and Cuba, or towards the Bahama Island chain and stay off the east coast of Florida. So this is still several days away, but we're just going to have to watch it and see what happens here over the next several days. But at this time, it's only tropical wave, but by the end of the day, like I said, it should be our next tropical storm, and that will be called Emily, something that bears watching over the next several days. 92 for a high in Sarasota, will be 93 in Punta Gorda, 94 in Northport today. As far as your boating forecast, chop will be light, seas at 1 to 2 feet. A pretty good boating day today. Just watch the skies for any sort of thunderstorm activity. Your high tide in Sarasota, 1:58 p.m. High tide in Charlotte Harbor at 4:42 later on this afternoon. And a look at your extended outlook shows highs topping out in the lower 90s over the next several days. And throughout the work week, scattered showers and storms every afternoon, but by the weekend, the rain chance does let up. Thank you so much for logging on to SNN Local News 6 Weather First Facebook forecast. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone.